finance minister sacked, mini budget almost scrapped, the Prime Minister has to apologize publicly to the British public, and none other than the President of the United States, Joe Biden, criticizes openly the policies of UK PM. All this happened within a week in the UK. Hello and welcome to India Today Digital. I'm Anjali Istwal, and today we're going to explain to you how exactly did the UK's Prime Minister manage to do all this within a week and also manage to almost destroy the UK's economy. The pound started going down a very steep hill. Finally, it's managed to stop its free fall, and the markets over there are in a turmoil. So today we're going to explain to you what exactly happened in United Kingdom. Well, to understand this, you have to first look at the battle that happened between Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss for the post of UK's Prime Minister. Liz Truss promised many things, out of which one of the most important promise, or rather let's say the theory which backed all the promises, was that if you reduce tax rates, if you cut taxes, then it has a trickle down impact on the economy, especially if you cut tax rate for the rich. It has a trickle down impact on the economy and the revenues of the government increase. This is the theory that they used to base all their assumptions on. And after she came to power, she and her former UK's finance minister, who is not there anymore, he's been replaced by Jeremy Hunt, they basically came out with this mini budget which said that they're going to cut taxes for the rich, they're going to stop the corporate tax increase that was set to happen from 19%, they're going to stop that, and the logic they had was that this is going to increase the money in the hands of the people who can make a change to the economy, and eventually that money is going to get invested in the economy, and that's somewhere down the line going to increase the revenues of the government. Well, this was the logic that they were basing their arguments on. But what exactly happened the minute they unveiled their mini budget? The mini budget was unveiled on 22nd of September and the markets went into a free fall. It was unveiled on 23rd of September and the markets went into a free fall on 22nd of September. You saw the pound taking a pounding. It fell and the markets were completely in turmoil. Eventually, the Prime Minister realized that this is not going to help the economy, and this is one of the most important reasons because of which she could lose the support of her MPs, which did start happening. Many of the MPs were openly voicing their concern. We saw the sacking of the finance minister because of this. He was called in and told to resign. We saw a new finance minister, Jeremy Hunt, being replacing him, and he went on to basically remove all the, or rather call back all the changes that were planned in the mini budget. This sort of led to a little bit of stabilization of the economy over there as the markets heaved a sigh of relief, because you have to understand that if you cut the tax rate, the revenues, the current revenues that the government has is going to go down, and the government was heavily banking on borrowing to finance most of its policies. Now that worry obviously impacted the markets, and this is exactly why Liz Truss had to let go of her finance minister, and that is after that we saw a little stabilization of the economy. But this was not enough. The Tory MPs were openly rebelling against the Prime Minister. It seemed that the Prime Minister was weak, and the Prime Minister chose to give an interview to the BBC and openly and publicly apologized to the British public. She said, I have made mistakes, and she also said that she's the only one who's going to lead the Tories in the coming general elections. So she does not seem to be right now demoralized. She seems to be fighting on. She doesn't want to call it quits, and anyway, it's not due to the party policies and the rules over there. till a year nobody can challenge her leadership, it will take a lot to actually bring about that change. So a lot of people who are asking, is Rishi Sunak going to be the next Prime Minister? Well, it's not going to be easy. You cannot remove the current Prime Minister so easily. But the dissatisfaction within the party is rising, within the general public is rising. The only good thing, which is the capping of the energy bills for the UK public, which was done by the government for 2 years, even that was sort of curtailed, and now this capping is only going to be there till April. After that, the government says that they're going to find some other ways which don't put too much burden on the taxpayer to sort of solve this energy crisis which is arising due to the rising prices and inflation. Anyway, the situation in UK is not very good. The weak markets, the falling of the pound, and also the internal political situation has sort of made it, I would say, it's sort of created a situation where UK, which used to be one of those calm, stable presence in the international global economy and also in terms of geopolitics, now it seems that UK is losing some of its sheen. So the entire world and the global economy is looking towards UK to stabilize itself. Do tell us in the comment section what you think about this video and what you would like to know more about, and also subscribe to India Today.